how's all the maniacs out there, each and every one of you? I see you, I see you. Maniac, 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 maniac. How you guys doing out there? You know who it is. Madman here. And I know what you're probably thinking. Madman, why are you in your kitchen? Madman, why are you sitting on the counter like a savage? Madman, what kind of greaser, rockabilly nonsense are you on about? Are you sitting there smoking cigarettes in the kitchen? Okay, today we are talking about combs, brushes, hair picks, and degreasing them. All these dirty combs, brushes, picks, we gotta degrease these. And the Madman is gonna show you a good, old school, cheap, easy, fast way to get all the grease in the hair and the crap off of your hairstyling implements. Now, some of you cats that are already established, have been greasing for a while, you guys are probably going, Madman, I already know how to do this. I've done this before. It's pretty easy. It's simple. I know. I get it. But I've had requests to do this video, and this is, more for some of the younger cats or people that are just getting into the greaser scene that are using the pomade and the different hair products and are now finding that their combs and brushes are getting gummed up with, petroleum gunk and pomade and hair and all kinds of stuff, and they don't want to sit there and try to pick it out with their fingers, get it out of the teeth or the bristles. So this is for them, all right? So if you're not interested in this, you can watch it if you like, see all my tomfoolery and bullshit that I get up to, or you can click off, whatever, it's fine. I'm not going to hold it against you. Love all of you. But enough chattering and smoking a cigarette here. I put this shit out anyway. I'm going to get on with the damn process and give you guys a quick, easy way of degreasing your hairstyling implements, your combs, your brushes, your hair picks. Dig it? Alright, maniacs, so what are we going to need to partake in this adventure of cleaning your hairstyling implements? Well, first off, you're going to need some kind of a plastic container. You can use an old coffee can, plastic container, old Tupperware, something you don't mind getting, a little dirty and wet and greasy and all that kind of crap. So I'm just going to go with this little blue plastic container, and then followed up by your Dawn or Ajax or some kind of dishwashing soap that fights grease or petroleum products. The soap doesn't really matter, like I said, as long as it's some kind of a dish soap that degreases, plates and forks, spoons, knives. It'll do the same thing with your combs and brushes. And then, of course, the brushes, combs, and hair picks themselves. Put them in here. Make sure they go down. Put them all the way down in there. Alright, the next step is we're going to go ahead and run the hot water. Yes, you heard me, hot water. You don't have to make it super, super scorching hot. You can make it warm, but I would go with hot enough you put your fingers in you're not comfortable with. You dig? Gotta let the water warm up. Okay, you got your bucket, or your little plastic tub with your combs and your brushes and all that shit. You got your soap. Go ahead, dip it under the water, and start pouring in the soap. Like so. As you can see, we got some bubbles, we got some foam in there. You don't need a whole lot of dish soap. This stuff goes a long way. So just let the combs and brushes soak in the hot soapy water. As you can see right here, we got the combs, we got the brushes. You can move them around a little bit, turn it upside down, make sure we get everything soaked in there. Move them around, get them situated right so they're all in there, as much as you can get them in there. Alright, so those are soaking. I'm going to let them soak for about 20 or 30 minutes, like I said. You go 20 on the light, 30 on the heavy. You don't really have to go too much. It doesn't take a whole lot. Just give it time. Give the water and the dish soap time to break down the petroleum, in the products. Soften it up so you can pick a lot of that stuff out. And then I'll show you what comes up after that. Alright guys, so these have been soaking long enough, and you'll start to notice when the hair and the petroleum loosen up, it kind of just sometimes slides right out of the teeth or the bristles of the brushes and the combs. So that's kind of when you know it's ready to go, and you can start the the scrubbing process. Now, for the scrubbing process, you could use some kind of like little brush. I found this old little dog toothbrush I used to use. This would work just fine. As you can see, it's got the little bristles right here. It'll work just fine. I actually have never used this for cleaning combs, so this will be the first time. And then you can use a little screwdriver for picking, just picking out the little particles and crap, because you're going to want to scrub these up. Also, if you have like an old toothbrush or some kind of like, hard bristled brush that you don't mind getting wet and soapy, you can use that as well. It'll work just fine. Alright, so let's start the process. Go comb by comb. As you can see, the crap in it is starting to slide right out. I mean, you can literally just pick this with your fingers. Just pick it with your fingers, throw it back in the water, and I'll show you why in a minute. So go ahead and you wet the brush, and you just take it like so. See how the bristles are getting in there between the teeth? And it comes right out. Give you guys a view of what I'm doing here. Get the water, get the soap, and then just kind of scrub it. After you've picked it out of the teeth, you can just kind of go like this and scrub it, like so, like that. And that one's good to go. Just run it under some cold water to rinse it off. Put it in there. Okay, let's get into something a little bit more difficult, like this hairbrush. As you notice, there's all kinds of hair, gunk, and crap in this hairbrush. That's where this comes in handy, the little screwdriver I mentioned. Just take it and go pretty much straight up. Just go right between the bristles. See all this is now coming out. There it is. Throw it in the water. See, this is a little bit more complex to clean, because this is all built, and this is my little roller brush. This is real great for slicking the hair back and doing ducktails and all that kind of cool retro greaser stuff, greaser shit. Gotta get all that crap out of there. There's a lot of it in there too. See, I haven't done this brush in a while, so this is going to take a little doing. This is where it gets a little challenging, but just get it in there, get the screwdriver in there, or some kind of implement that you can pick with, and just go up between the bristles and just start loosening it up at least. See, and on a roller brush like this, you probably would really want to clean this more often than I have, so I need to be a little bit better about keeping this thing a little cleaner, because then you get the build up and then it's kind of hard to get out. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in to soak a little bit more. Okay, you got your hair pick. Pretty simple. You can literally just use your fingers to slide any of the extra stuff out of there. And then you take your brush and then just kind of clean it up like so. Like I said, guys, nice and easy, nothing major, nothing to it. Nothing to it but to do it. Rinse it off, put it in the sink. Okay, of course we got the wooden comb from Locks. And I want to definitely keep this thing clean, because this is kind of like a novelty comb. I've never had a wooden comb, so let's go ahead and get that cleaned out real quick. Definitely want to take good care of this comb. Just get the bristles in there, make sure all the stuff's out of it, like that. Make sure you get it in there, like so. And then again, simple process, just rinse it out. Okay, then when you come to a comb such as this, where you have smaller bristles, that's where that brush really comes in handy. Some of the big stuff on the big bristles, you can literally just take your fingers like I'm doing it right now, just pull it out, throw it in the water, no big deal. But you're going to have to get the brush in there on the smaller bristles to really get this little crap out of there. Especially up by the base of it, you definitely want to get your bristles in there, get them working. Get those bristles in there between the comb, teeth. See, on combs like this, it's a little bit more difficult to get it going. But it takes a little more time, but hey, do the best you can. No one's perfect. Make sure you start at the top and work your way down. Try to pull it as much of that stuff out of there as you can, from the base all the way to the end. That's working. And let's go ahead and give it a rinse. Okay, now we got the comb from Untitled Atlantic. Just pull all the stuff out as much as you can. And again, this is where your bristle brush comes in very handy because it's small bristles, small teeth. This will get in there and really pull that kind of gunk and crap out. Like so. Luckily, I didn't get too much stuff in this comb. I didn't mess it up too much. So, okay, rinse it off. Also, just kind of take your fingers and go like this as you're rinsing it. Helps get any little extra crap out of the comb. That's good to go. Let's go ahead and just kind of give this a quick one. Give it a quick scrubbing. There really wasn't much in this anyway, so it doesn't really need a whole lot of work. Let's get back to the brush. We got a ton of stuff in this brush. Also, you can take your hand and kind of just run it over the bristles of the brush and see if you can pull some of the stuff out of it. See, this one's a pain in the ass. I'm not going to go through the whole process of picking all this stuff out on camera. I'll pick the rest of it out and catch up with you guys, alright? Alright, now you got all your combs and your brushes and stuff cleaned up. Everything's all rinsed off. Next step, paper towel. Put in a paper towel. Dry them up a little bit, like so. You don't have to do anything special, just dry them up. The picks dry out real easy because, well, very wide bristled. Wide teeth on it. And then for like your bristle brush, just kind of over the sink, let that air dry. No problem. Now for the nasty tub of greasy water, what to do with it? Dump it outside. Don't put it in the sink, don't dump it down the drain. Just go throw it in the dirt, in the grass somewhere, just dump it outside. You dig? Nobody wants this going down their sink and getting it all clogged up. No bueno, can't have it. Alright, maniacs, so here we are. We've got nice, clean, as you can see, combs and brush. Whoop, there goes that one. As you can see, not too bad. Got pretty much all of it out of there. And here's the thing, after you've dried them off, just let them air dry the rest of the way. No problem, unless you're going to be using them, then try to dry them a little bit more. But let them air dry, they'll be dry probably in about 5 to 10 minutes. Again, it doesn't take that long. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, share, comment, favorite, subscribe, and all that kind of shit. All the YouTube shit that you're supposed to do and how it all works. You know what I mean. And if you don't know, get a clue, get a brew, get a rock and roll tattoo. Hang loose and be safe. Madman is out. I'll see you in the next one. Dig it.